People come to us every month and say, I'm networking, but nobody's responding. And we know the problem is probably on your side. Today, we're going to talk about why people aren't responding and how to develop an email that is exactly what someone on the other side wants to read and will action for your benefit. Enjoy. Why are people not responding to your networking emails? It's a question that we get all the time. People are like, I'm writing emails and nobody's responding, or I'm writing LinkedIn messages and nobody's responding. Or I'm writing emails and people are responding and I have no idea what to do next. Well, we're going to solve both of those issues in one swoop today. First of all, I'm going to give you a little bit of relief on the networking process. When you're networking with super busy people and you want to get their attention, you've got to make sure that you have something that's catchy, specific, and very detailed for what they're looking for, not what you're trying to explain to them. And the good news is that this is actually easier than it appears. Here's why. Your job is not to build a long-term relationship with the people that you're networking with. Your job is to build a short-term relationship with the people that you're networking with, which actually should look like the following: 1 to 2 emails to get on the phone, 1 call on the phone, and a conclusion of the call with a request for referral. Now, I'm going to talk about the request for a referral process in another episode, but what I want to focus on here is just making sure that we get the first part of this series off to the races, which means that you have to make sure that your email is the right email to get you to where you want to go. Here's how you do it. Our killer networking email has 6 different parts, and I'm going to walk through each part individually. Part number 1 is the subject line. Most people will write something like, I'm a really great student from really great school with a really great degree, and I'm also focusing on consulting, or I'm really excited about project management. I'm not going to say that those emails don't get opened and actioned. I'm just going to say that you don't get the same response rate as if you write the following tagline: call at 4:30 p.m. on specific date, ? If you write that tagline, somebody opens that email, and all of a sudden, instead of asking them, can you help me in a general way, you're asking super specifically, can we get on the phone? Which is exactly what you need to do to move on to the second step. The email should then go on to part number 2, which is the person's name, and you should put only their first name. Don't make somebody feel old or distant by putting a formal introduction. So just their first name. Then the first line is the most important in the email, and it has to cover all 3 things that somebody wants to know about you. Number 1, where are you or have you gone to school? Number 2, what is your core work experience? You can either name it by category, you're a data analysis expert, or by employer. The third piece is something that you're passionate about, an extra 10% part of you. So for example, I'm an investor, so I might say that I'm passionate about real estate investing. Maybe you would say that you're passionate about diversity and inclusion in the workspace, or you're passionate about innovation and creativity and bringing in new solutions. Whatever it is that you're passionate about that has some at least slight tie to a workplace, you'll want to put in there. Afterwards, you want to have 3 bullet points. And these 3 bullet points are taking the place of any link. You're not sending this message on LinkedIn. You're sending it to their email. And you're not sending this message with links or attachments, because those can often get caught in spam filters. So you have to tell them the answers to the questions that they're secretly asking, which is, what kind of organizations have you worked with? Hopefully impressive ones. You're going to tell 1-sentence stories about the organizations that you've worked with or projects that you've done in school. These can come from academic, leadership, and or work experiences. And usually you will lead with work experiences, but then go on from there. So in summary, part number 4 is 3 fun facts, 3 bullet points from 3 different experiences where you highlight some of the brand names, some of the details from your experiences, and some of the specific explanations. Part number 5 is your specific ask. This is where you say, I am planning to apply to your company. It's imperative that you say that. Whether you're applying for a job at Disney or whether you're applying for a job at a totally small firm in the Midwest, each one of those firms need to know that you're planning to apply. Otherwise, they're not as interested in helping you with the networking process. So make sure that you ask them not only for time, but also in the context of I'm planning to apply. The final piece is that you close it aspirationally. So you need to put something at the end that's a very short sentence, like look forward to talking soon, comma, your name. If you end with something that's positive, it's more likely to cue them that you're expecting the next step and looking forward to it. Again, subject line, very specific time and date. Name, their first name. First line, education, leadership, experience. 3 fun facts, also ideally from 3 different experiences, but in a perfect world, education, leadership, and experience. A specific ask that is 1 line that reiterates the time and date that you want to meet. And finally, the closing. If you follow this networking practice tool, and if you send this email off to people, you're going to have success. In fact, our data shows that over 70% of the people that we work with that have this email ready to go and send it out get responses from top people in top companies, which is an incredible skill to have. If you want us to look at your killer networking email and develop a networking strategy for you to get into a top firm, we would love to help. We offer coaching services where we can go through all of your materials and develop an amazing plan for you. Just reach out, managementconsulted.com. Thanks for listening to this episode on killer networking emails. We love working on networking, and networking is one of our very favorite things, connecting with people all over the planet. If you want to stay connected to us, please write us a review and subscribe to the podcast. In addition, if you want help with your networking information, or if you're just needing to get over a hump and get some encouragement in the networking process, book a 1-hour session with us. We'd love to help you through your process. Thanks for joining.